We are live. We're here after the Georgetown. Oh, I'm sorry, not Georgetown,
George,
Georgia Tech.
you go backwards,
Syracuse.
man.
Hey, we're backwards. Georgia Tech, Syracuse game. Just played at home. Whoo wee! Got a little sweat on my forehead. Give me some of your thoughts.
Well, it was a tough one. I mean, it's like the Florida State game the other night. They played good defense early on, and then they start turning the ball over. Thank goodness, as I said before, they got Starling back. He's definitely the key to this ball club. I see Reds bringing Bell off the bench, which is probably good for him. It gives him a little time to think about what he should be doing and what he could be doing. But another game where defensively, Syracuse just gives up too many easy baskets.
Yeah, I was looking at those turnovers, man. It's kind of tough to see them turn the ball over so many times. But this Georgia Tech team could not capitalize on what was going on. But I tell you, it probably felt good for them playing at home to get a W in the win column, man. It was you really see. I mean, I thought JJ Starling was important. When he got hurt, but I did not realize he pretty much is the heart and soul of this team.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he offensively, he brings a lot to the team. And he gets other players involved and stuff. And with teams now having to worry about his offensive prowess, gives the other guys an opportunity to do something. Even with the big guy Lampkin, I think he was close to a well, he actually had a double double tonight. He had
Yeah, he
10
had
points, 12 rebounds.
10, 12.
Um, he played a little bit better. I'm not saying he played that great, but he played a little better than in the past. He still has to get into better shape. I just don't think he's in any type of basketball shape. To be that effective, going down the stretch through the ACC.
Well, I like the. I was looking at some of the stats before. Um, Not getting a heck of a lot of rebounds outside of Lampkin, but hey, we'll take what we can
Well,
get.
he's playing it in the round of basket. I mean, he should be getting those rebounds and stuff. And the other guys have got to exert themselves a little bit. I know Davis is usually pretty decent on the boards. Um,
He had an 8.
he had 9 rebounds, and he just got to get a little bit more out of some of the other guys. Bell should be rebounding better than he does. Uh, Mistokovic, coming off the bench, it's tough for him probably to get going. They really don't look for him too much offensively, and defensively he's probably a little bit out of position. Coming in sometimes in those games, but like as you said, a win's a win. They just need to, games like this and teams like this, they need to, win those games, and they got to learn how to, put teams away. You can't go up 6, 8 points and then let the other team just, chip away and
Yeah,
come back and let them go up 6 or 8 points, and then you have to work a little bit harder to get yourselves back in the game. But we gotta accept the wins,
yeah,
and hopefully, they can improve going down the stretch.
yeah. I think so. They seem to be showing me. I mean, with JJ Starling on the floor, he is. I mean, he's like the. You ever see a bunch of beads rolling across the floor, and then when JJ is in the game, it's like somebody
Excuse
made him into a necklace, and he ties everything together. He's just that important. And
me. Right.
we talked about it before. He seems to when he has the ball, he can either take it and score, and if he passes the ball away, they will give it back to him because they're looking for him to be the decision maker. I really
Yeah.
like that, and also from the Syracuse kid.
Yeah. I was, good to see that, he distributes the ball and he tries to get other players involved. I just wish offensively Syracuse had a little more movement. You're getting
Mm,
guys just standing around. Especially Bell. You're a good shooter and stuff, but you got to be able to change your position on the floor and not just stand in the corner waiting for the ball where the other teams are playing 5 against 4 because you're just standing there in the corner doing nothing. So that's something that Red has to look into. Trying to get more involvement, movement, I should say, in his offense. But it's going to be a long ACC season.
Gonna be a tough one. They got that first stone in their pouch. I'm thinking, so this team, if they can learn to play more together and rebound as a team instead of leaving it to one or two people. I mean, I can see JJ. Now this is his second game back. He's by no means in top game form, but he's gonna be even much better going into the ACC tournament. Uh,
Well, we're jumping ahead now. They gotta qualify for tournaments.
oh,
I
I'm sorry.
think I think only the top 14 or 15 teams make the tournament in the ACC. So they got a long way to go. I wish they do get to the ACC tournament and do well in it. But they got a long way to go, and I think that Starling's going to need a lot of help. In games
Yeah,
coming up.
that's wishful thinking. We got here. Jerry Kelly, JJ was huge, and they played pretty good D tonight. Uh, what gets me is I've never seen a team give up so many just easy layups. We gotta make these guys work, make them work for it, make them sweat, make them make it from the foul line. Georgia Tech was terrible from the foul line tonight. Oh my gosh. Whew. But
Well, Syracuse, they played a team tonight that was, probably, talent-wise, the same as they are, or maybe even a little less talented. And it was a game that they needed to win. And we can harp on it all night long, but Starling made the difference, and without him in that lineup, I don't think Syracuse would have pulled this game out tonight. So JJ Starling is the star of this team right now. He's the
yes, he
glue of
is.
this team, and Syracuse needs to do whatever they can to keep him healthy going forward.
And we got our good friend. Shout out to Alan Isilus from Boca. He's down there in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, well, as I said last time, I'll see Alan next week. We've got the South Florida Basketball Association luncheon, and I'll see quite a few of the Syracuse alumni there that are living down here in South Florida at this dinner. We've got a couple tables there to support Derek and Bobby Huggins, and
Very good.
I'm looking forward to that.
I was just looking here. We got a balmy 22 degrees and it's snowing now. Ah,
Yeah, well, it's about 56 degrees here and it's cold. You see, I still got a sweatshirt on and everything.
well, listen.
I'm not used to this cold weather anymore. I've been out of the New York for about 7 years now, and it's well, not 7 years. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's my relationship with Crystal has been 7 years, but we've been down in Florida about 5 years, I should say. And
And didn't she
my
just have a
blood is
birthday? She just
my
had a
blood is
birthday.
thin. Yeah, her birthday was Monday, January 6th,
Happy
and
birthday, Crystal.
thank God that there was no insurrection this year. That they got confused with her birthday and the federal government.
Uh, I rather celebrate her birthday.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got that. Ellen had a comment here. What's she have to say? Ooh, a bit of a spicy criticism here.
Well, he's not your typical athletic center. Lampkin can he can play basketball. He understands the game, but his mind moves a little bit quicker than his body does, and
Mm,
that's an unfortunate situation for Syracuse, to have him put in that situation. Um, I'm quite sure there's other guys that wish they were out there playing and given that opportunity and given that time to prove themselves. But um, Lampkin's there, this one year, and he's been plugging a hole for Syracuse so far, and we just have to live with it, I guess.
Yep, he's a low down under the basket. He cracks me up. He seems to have emotion for everything he does underneath the basket. I feel like I should be going to acting class. Whatever happened to play, give back, and do your talking at the end of the game.
I'm going to keep saying this. I can't wait to see Derek next week. To get his opinion about Lampkin, and maybe I could discuss that with you on our next show. After I see Derek, it'd be very interesting. I'm tempted to call John Wallace up and see what he thinks, but I'm gonna let that ride until after I talk to Derek.
All right, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be too difficult to get John on here to ask him a couple of questions. He's always entertaining.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see here. Mark Anderson. Mark Anderson was my roommate in Lawrenceton on the 11th floor, and he was in the corner, and I was in 1114. It sure does seem like Starling makes them better. Oh, 29 degrees in New Jersey. You guys having a heat wave. A few more degrees, I'll come down there and go fishing. 2 inches of snow. They closed schools. But Shaq, tell me this: how many times did they close schools when we were going? Did they close Syracuse when we were going to school there?
Well, I'm trying to remember when I was in, elementary school, high school. We never had snow days or anything like that. So, and our parents was pushing us out there anyway. A friend of mine just, made a comment on Facebook today that, when it snowed when we were growing up as kids, we'd go around knocking on doors and asking people if, they needed their sidewalk shoveled or their driveway shoveled and try to make a little bit of money. And he made the comment that he don't see any kids out there these days trying to do that. They're probably glad that there's no school and they can lay home and in the heat or in front of the fireplace and play video games or get on their phone.
Yeah, I can tell you something. Well, it just goes to show you the difference between our two upbringings. My closest neighbor to the west was about 3 miles, and my closest neighbor to the east was about 2.5 miles. And if you went behind my house, my closest neighbor was like 15 miles. It was like it was all farmland. So
Right.
and I'm so very happy that they didn't have that movie Children of the Corn, because my mother I asked if I could play basketball because they kept us pretty much around the house, and playing with my nephews and my cousins and stuff. So when I asked if I could play basketball for the first time, she said, "Do you have a way to get there?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "Do you have a way to get home?" And I said, "Yes." My way to get there was on a school bus. I lived 11 miles from the school, last house in the Kendall School District. And my way to get home was I walked with my buddies. And the last 2 miles that I had to walk, there were 12-foot corn stalks on both sides of the road. And I don't know if you ever walked in it. It sounds like somebody's walking right behind you the whole way.
Oh yeah.
So the last 2 miles, it started off as a walk, then a brisk walk, and the last half mile, it was running for your life.
So
So
that's why you sprinted so well in the drills and practice, huh?
I knew that I could run at least a half a mile out of breath with jeans on and a jacket.
You hear
So,
those corn stalks in the background, huh?
but if there had been that movie Children of the Corn, I'd be like, "Nah, ma, can I golf? Can I do something else? I'm not crossing that path."
Right.
But
Well, with our parents, they put us outside during the snow, during the rain, whatever. Get outside and play. You ain't gonna sit around the house. So we learned to bundle up and get used to it. You got to, as they say, get out there and hoof it to school, and that's what we did.
Oh yeah, I'm looking on here. I see Dino K's there. He popped in, gave us a like. Um, I see Wendy Barzak, Mike Lindsay, Nyla Gaylord, Brett Ernenwine, Christopher Peering, oh, Chris the Quack. That was my chiropractor, one of the
Yeah.
best chiropractors in upstate New York, if you ask me.
Well,
Um,
I'll never forget the first time I went to him. He told me that if I would have seen a chiropractor years ago, I might have been 7 feet tall. So unfortunately, I waited too long, and Syracuse is stuck with Lampkin instead of me.
well, heck, I was just thinking, had I seen a chiropractor, man, I could have been 7'19". No, let's stop exaggerating. My mom was like 5'3.5", pocket size about a buck 15. My dad 6'6", what 168. So he was kind of stocky because he weighed the same as Lewis,
Right.
but 3 inches shorter. But my dad's nickname was Pee Wee. He was the shortest of his four brothers, so I had uncles that were massive. So my mom used to just say, "Just good genes." From the time I was 14, I used to pick her up and kiss her and go to school.
Right.
I thought I was a little tough guy. I was tipping the scales, and I was like 6'5", 6'6", about a buck 48 and some change with my boots on and rocks in my pockets.
Well, Syracuse's next game is Saturday 11th at Boston College. Um, they're playing pretty decent. I think I'm not sure what their record is at the moment, but that should be a good game for Syracuse to be on the road and to be at Boston College and see if they can pull off another win in the ACC. That'll be a good test for them. I think Boston College is playing pretty good right now.
In Boston College, when I traveled there with the team back in 2000, it's not a it seems like an easy place to play in. You go in there, you play hard. The fans aren't going to take you out of it. The gym is pretty forgiving, so it's it's quite possible to say that they can go in there and sneak one out.
Well, they're gonna have all the rest they need and um, all the opportunity to get their game plan together to see what's going to happen. I'm looking right now. Boston College is 9-6,
Mhm.
and they've had a couple good wins there. They've let's see, they beat Miami. Uh, well, they lost to Wake Forest. Syracuse lost to Wake Forest, so they've had some easy games along the way, but they've lost some tough games. They got beat pretty good by VCU early in the year. They beat Temple, Loyola, Maryland. They beat Old Dominion. They beat Missouri State, Boise State. So I mean, they haven't really played that strong of a schedule. But in saying that, we haven't played that strong of a schedule either. So another game like the Georgia Tech game, should be evenly matched, and hopefully, Syracuse can win one on the road.
And I was just thinking them by them playing against Georgia Tech here and getting that win with JJ Starling playing. Anybody that thought that they may have been getting an easy game, JJ Starling is the X factor. They're no longer that team that you can beat down and you can control. You got somebody at the helm that can possibly carry them home to a win. So
Well, if Syracuse gets in a situation where you've got more than two scorers, that is going to be consistent. I think they're going to be a very good team. But in saying that, those scorers that we have, they've got to be able to stay on the floor and they got to be able to defend. And I think that's where Syracuse is hurting at is the defense with some players are there and the defense as a team is not, and that's where they need it. They Boston College runs that high screen and roll. Lampkin doesn't step out on the screen. The the guard coming off the screen is going to have an open shot, so he's got to get a little more mobile, and he's got to attack that guy off the screen and still be able to get back to his man, and that's something hopefully that they're listening to right now with us that he can work on and hopefully uh, you know do that the rest of the season because they need him right now.
Yeah.
That's what they got, and they need him to be able to step out on that screen and get back in and get some defensive rebounds and not let teams get easy baskets.
Yeah, he's like you said, he's rebounding well. We're gonna need him to be more. I mean, you don't have to be a shot blocker, but you got to protect the basket.
Yeah,
If you're not going to go out there, get your body in between the guys coming to the basket, give them a tough shot, and then one shot, and that's where you got to have the other guys crash in and rebound. So
and all he has to do is move his feet and get his arms straight up like he's reaching for the cookies on the top shelf or something. Just don't hack down and commit a foul or anything. That's the best I can describe it for him.
did you just say? What did you
Hey,
just say?
you gotta keep the hands up high. You can't swipe down on the
Oh,
ball. So you reach for the cookies on the top shelf.
listen, I don't care how many times I get you on this microphone. At some point you always throw something out there I never heard before. Man, that's I have to use
Uh,
that. That was nice.
well, yeah, I had a guy on our team down here and stuff. My first 2 years here in high school in Florida, he played football, but he was kind of heavy set, and he didn't move that well in basketball. But if you had a slice of pizza or a burger waiting for him, he was the first one there. So I used to always say that, you're running for the pizza, you're running for the burger, grab it, and he got the message.
Hey, it's all about getting them to understand.
You got to motivate them somehow. You know, Chicken wings don't always do it. You got to have something sweet.
Oh my gosh. Well, we got something to look forward to. I want to thank General Shoes and Tidy Tracks from Endicott, New York. 607-484-9300. Special thanks to John Golly for their continued support. And I'm looking forward to talking to you again. I gotta start writing down these sayings. You got tears in my eyes here. Write down these sayings going into Syracuse so we can email them over to some of the guys.
Right. Hey, we got a tough one tomorrow. In our league with our team, we're on a 9-game winning streak, and we had 4 or 5 days off. So we had to really whip the boys back into shape these last 2 days, and we got a tough one coming into our place. Pembroke Pines is coming in. They're one of the top teams in our county, and everybody's gunning to get us. So we got to be ready, and hopefully we can pull that win out tomorrow. And I will post on Facebook tomorrow, win or lose, the results.
Alrighty, I'll repost it. All right, brother. Good seeing you as always. Happy New Year's. Give Crystal a big hug for me, and keep your posse going over there.
Yes, yes. The little ones are great. We had them all day today. They're doing good.
That's a lot of fun.
All
All
right.
right, Jack. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Rosa.
Take care now.